In this episode, we are talking about how to fill in the gap from where you are to where you want to be. Nobody takes the time to plan their cash. They come up with these beautiful dreams, but they don't realize how to actually get there. You guys are going to have the tool and the knowledge to know exactly how to go from where you are to your dream life.
This podcast is called, after all, From Broke to Woke, which means there are steps involved, Britnie. And we've been talking about so many steps, tactical steps. One of my favorite things about this podcast, truly, is that I feel, and I've listened to a lot of podcasts, I feel that we do an extremely good job of giving really, really specific, tactical, and approachable steps that people can take on their journey to becoming extremely awakened and just abundantly wealthy. What do you think?
There's some really fun ways that you and I have learned to organize all these crazy ideas in our head.
Yeah.
You know, you don't wake up successful. You're not going to wake up changing the world. You're not going to wake up ripped. You're not going to wake up a good father, a good husband, a good wife. You're just not going to. So when we take the time to design our life, our one chance on earth that nobody else cares enough to do for us, and you also don't want anybody else to do this for us.
Yeah.
When we take the time to design our life, you and I have come up with some cool systems on how to do it.
Yeah.
And have worked for us. And we hope that you enhance them and send us your feedback because we are on the journey of continually optimizing our life so that we can be the greatest force for good we possibly can. Again, we've got one chance.
We got one shot.
Let's
We're all
go.
going to die. We got to do it.
We're all going to die.
Let's make it happen.
Might as well make it amazing.
All those dreams that we're coming up with, Britnie, all those steps. If I want to give away $500,000, if I want to get that donation created
In the next 90 days.
in the next 9 days, and I'll tell you something amazing in just a second, maybe in the next episode. You'll love it, don't worry. It requires money to give it away.
Yeah.
It requires money to actually live in the dream house that you want. If you want to drive a really cool car, if you want to own a private jet, if you want to own a private island, if you want to really do anything amazing, it requires a little bit of money.
Yeah.
But how do we do it? Like, what's the steps for the cash flow pieces of all this?
Well, it's not that hard. Again, if it's ever been figured out before, it can be done again.
Meaning, if someone's done it once,
Yep.
you can do it.
So that's anything from anybody becoming a billionaire in history.
Yeah.
Then it can be done again.
Yes.
What were those steps?
Replicate those steps.
There's a lot of billionaires now. We can copy all kind of cool things that they've done. You know, anything from discipline to health habits to mindset to actually how to move money around, you know, to make it make money. And so there's so much education out there. This is the best time to live in history if you want to learn how to go super far and be incredibly impactful.
Yes.
Just too much education out there, and it's freaking free.
Yeah. Hold
It's
up the
free.
phone, ladies and gentlemen.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So if you want to be anything great, study the past greats and then enhance it yourself.
Okay. So let's study a little bit of you and me then.
Hey.
We're current greats.
Hey.
So
I love this.
if we wanted to achieve something, what we had to do is back it out. We had to think of where we are at now and be realistic. Okay, here's all of our expenses. Here's all of our income streams. Here's our cash flow. Here's what we're creating now. This is what we want. How do we achieve what we want? Where's the best place for people to start?
So I actually designed another spreadsheet
Yes, you
that
did.
you can download on broketowoke.com.
What? BrokeToWoke.com?
And all you do is you fill out where you are financially. And it's so funny. Nobody freaking knows this. Like, nobody's doing this one exercise. You're going to see so much waste when you do this, so just do it. So it's going to say, how much am I currently spending on rent and or my house? What am I spending on my phone, massages, nails, hair, Netflix, Uber, the
All of
works,
it.
all the things.
Yep.
And then you look at your 5-year category on this sheet that surely you've all filled out. You say, if I want to live in that house in Florida on the beach that has the porch, the thing that you wrote down, and I want to have a cool enough house that my kids want to bring their friends over here, which, you know, stops them from getting molested or all the weird stuff, then it's going to take $200,000 down to be able to move into that house. And it's going to take me having a good credit score and things like that. So you will write down that I need to have $200,000 available for me to be able to live that dream. Also a good credit score.
Yeah.
So these numbers dictate your activities today. If it's important to you that your house is the house that everybody comes over, is a safe place to have fun and raise children, whatever your dream is, then you have to start paying your bills now to have a good credit score in 5 years. You know?
Totally.
And it actually changes your priorities. Do I pay the cable bill or do I pay that credit card bill? So what you're going to fill out is where you currently are.
Yep.
And then you're going to price out all the things that you want to own and or give, all the stuff. Like, what is this quote unquote dream lifestyle really going to cost me?
Yeah.
And at the end, you're going to say, holy crap, I could actually be living that life now because I'm doing nothing with this IRA account.
Yeah.
You know, you're just actually learning how to be strategic with your money on your own versus just entrusting some rando with it.
Yep.
So you're going to find out how fast you can go from where you are to where you want to be. And I promise you, I've never worked with somebody that can't do it one, actually live it, but two, get there 10 times faster than they thought. So you're getting this aerial view on your finances so you can make decisions to live your dream. All right. So once you've dictated how much this future life is going to cost you, again, you're going to see how much money do I have to have saved and or available to be able to get into those new purchases, such as if you want to own a Tesla, how much is it down and or how much is it to buy it straight up? And then what is your monthly cash flow difference? So if it costs you $3,000 a month right now to live your whole life, to pay your mortgage, to buy food and all this stuff, but your new life is going to cost you $6,000, $700, how can you afford that new life?
Right.
Never, ever say, I can't afford it. Swap it in your brain to say, how can I afford it? What happens when you ask yourself that question?
It immediately begins to think of some type of answer. Right? Something, can I sell this, right? The money grows on trees concept. The resources are there. How resourceful can you be?
That's Jeremy's book, by the way. Sold on Amazon.
How resourceful can you be? I'll tell you a crazy story. Not too long ago, I had a dream that I wrote down, and I wanted $50,000. So one of my dreams was I wanted $50,000 to be paid to me as a speaker. Because I love speaking, I love being on stage, right? And I wrote down this dream, and a few weeks later, I had a gentleman reach out to me who wanted to do a year-long worth of coaching. And at the time, I had never done that before. And so he was like, how much is a year to work with you? Like, what is it? What, $50,000? I was like, yeah, sounds good. Now, the crazy part is, that has a point. The dream was I want $50,000 to speak, but technically I didn't actually write down that I needed to be on a stage. I left that part out. Dang it.
It's so annoying when we're not idiot-proof for ourselves.
Yeah. So I received this amount of money for doing the thing that I wanted to do. I asked for it, and now I had it. The reason I'm bringing that up is because if you're trying to create a dream lifestyle, start coming up with ways that you can use the skills and value that you have now and perpetually grow it, increase it, expand it. Because you have some skill now. You have to. You must. Are you an engineer? Are you an accountant? Are you a bookkeeper? You become an amazing engineer, an incredible accountant, a phenomenal bookkeeper because someone will pay you more to do those things if you're amazing and add value.
Right. The key is adding that value.
The key is adding that value.
I have zero free time in my life. Zero.
No.
I don't have 5 minutes of
You
free
have
time.
negative 5 minutes
You know
of
why?
free time.
Because my time is assigned to my dreams.
Uh-oh.
I literally have a list of things to think about.
Uh-oh.
If I had any time where I'm like, what is this weird gap that somebody's late? I could be scrolling on Instagram, or I could be taking the time to continue to learn things that propel me into what I want to become, who I want to become, what I want to be doing. I'm on a hyper-growth plan. Why? Because my dreams dictate that I need to be. And I'm so excited to do it. You know, when you wake up amped to get to work on the things you get to work on, it's because you have that intentionality and you understand the most incredible asset you have is time.
Right.
It's also the most infinite asset you have. So we want your money to be working for you. We want you walking in your dreams. We want you understanding how to continue to create more value. No one owes you crap, and you don't wake up more valuable. You go learn and figure it out. Every single incredible opportunity that I've ever had in my life came from me starting out working for free and or letting whoever I'm around have all the money on the first project so that I could learn. They knew the deal too. I'm like being weird. But how can I learn in a safe environment? How can I ask you the questions? How can I see how it's done and then be able to flow into those? And I don't meet many people that are willing to make those sacrifices. They go, well, it's not fair. Nothing should be fair when you're new. You don't know crap. You don't know anything. You can't even bring any value. So how can I do all the work that they don't want to do so that they keep me around so I can learn and then I can do the next 1,000 by myself? I'm not concerned with the first one.
Agreed.
You can't beat my work ethic. You're the only one that comes close.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very kind of you to say.
You probably do beat me on certain days.
I don't know. You're amazing.
Yeah,
You're amazing.
We should arm wrestle over it.
But here's the direct path for people. Absolutely, Britnie. You're totally correct. It is that adding that value and knowing the number, right? So you specified, coming up with that exact detail, plan it out. Because a lot of people go, oh my gosh, I would love to have a private chef. That'd be so cool. And I go, how much is that for you?
Yep.
And they go, I don't know, $400,000 a year? I'm like, nah, boo-boo, much less. A lot less, right? Do some research. Figure it out, because you don't have to have a private chef that lives with you, right? You can have a private chef that cooks the food and delivers it to you for hundreds of dollars a month.
And or a meal prep company.
Hundreds of dollars a month. Hundreds of dollars. It's not that much. And think about all that time that saves you. Think about all that ability that you now have freed up. So for me, if someone's in this position where they're thinking, how can I create an extra $3,000 a month of income to do X, Y, Z? That income could simply be, if you're taking money and you're investing it into stocks, and let's say you put in $5,000 and over the course of a year, that $5,000 turns into 10. High five, did awesome. You doubled your account. Now, you can take that $5,000, right, and you could spread out over the entire year if you wanted to. And you could have now a monthly cash flow of an extra few $100 every single month, which is fine. Or you could take that money and you could spend it on yourself, investing directly in yourself. Let's say you want to go to an event or a seminar or a coaching session, or you spend time directly into your brain. So you take that $5,000 that you made literally for free.
I've always had an investment. I've always invested in myself.
Yes. Have that category down and then take that money, because they'll learn the new tip where you can now use the other $5,000 that you have in your stock account and then make 15 with it the next month or the next year. And now, oh wow, I have $20,000 in that account, so I can take out 10, invest in myself again, and I still got 10 over here. And so it grows. It's that ability. And it's true. It sounds terrifying to so many people, but it's real.
I've spent over $600,000 on my education, and not this, the hard knocks. No, that's freaking millions, but $600,000 to go to this summit or to go get coached or to whatever. And it is really annoying when they're pitchathons, but I promise you that I spent one weekend with $65,000 one time.
Yeah.
Total pitchathon. Worst pitchathon I've ever been to in my life. Pitchathon, if you aren't familiar with this term yet, is a whole seminar just people pitching their products the whole time. They're not actually teaching you things. They're kind of like neurolinguistic programming. Run to the back, the first 15.
Yeah.
But because I spent so much on it, and or I exchanged money for hoping to get value, you better believe I paid attention.
Sure.
And in there, even amongst the pitchathons, I learned one tip. One tip that in the next 8 months made me $100,000. So would you spend $65,000 to make $100,000?
Every day. I'll do that today.
Yeah.
Would you have a deal today to do that?
I probably do.
We can find one.
So that was that $100,000. But guess what it's made me over the next 10 years?
Bingo.
A couple million.
Bingo.
So I see a lot of people get knocked out of the game because they're like, this wasn't worth my money. And it's like, you're not hungry.
I love that. Crazy example. I'm sure you've done this too, but I have hired a voice coach to help me speak better. And can you tell it working? It's working pretty well. But that voice coach was $1,000 a session. Same guy that works with your boy Tony and Eminem and a few other celebrities. And this guy, like I had to sing to him, which was not good, by the way, so that we're very clear. But he wanted to like figure out my range and figure out where I was breathing and how I was breathing, what I was doing incorrectly and correctly, and how I was holding my tongue and my lips and this whole process, right? But $1,000 a session. Now, for that piece, right, you can spend $10,000 working with that particular voice coach. Do you think you can use your voice to make $10,000 or more over the rest of your life?
Right.
Now, this is me for someone who does podcasts and literally webinars 100 hours a month minimum.
Yeah.
All right. That's worth it to me. But it's those type of investments that people won't initially think will affect your future cash flow, but it will. Right now, a lot of people think if I remove this amount of money from my bank account, then I have less money.
Were you texting when you were in that class?
No.
Were you fully paying attention, and did you decide to actually use that because it was so quote unquote expensive?
I was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're going to get paid $50,000 from one person for your voice.
Bingo.
It's amazing.
Bingo.
So I have two quick questions.
Sure.
One, was the song Honky Tonk Badonka Donk?
No, it was voice ranges. It was voice scales. Goog, 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 goog. One of those things.
I do want to inform all of you that is Jeremy Newsom's go-to on karaoke night every week that we hang out together. So I think we're going to have that as one of our exits in one of these podcasts coming soon.
Shout out to Trace Adkins, by the way.
Hey.
Thanks, Trace.
Question number 2. I know that this specific voice coach may not have worked on this with you, but can you give us a sample of your original gangster country accent? Can you go deep within to find your roots? Because this was real, people.
It was real. I have, and I am able at any point in time to think about how I used to speak. And there was a point in time where I would mumble. I wouldn't talk very much. I would keep my lips pretty closed. I would talk really fast, and I would just kind of speak however I want to speak. And I would just think certain things however I want to say it. And it would just be this all the time.
I love it.
I had to close my eyes to go deep.
I love it.
Yeah.
We are both from the deep South.
Yeah.
My parents are from Nebraska, though, so I don't have much
Yeah.
Southern accent. But
I love your
love
parents.
that. They're great.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
But it was a lot of that. Like I told him, this is something I want to work on. He's like, oh yeah, I already know you're from the deep South. Like you don't open your mouth wide enough. You're not using your tongue. Oh man, amazing voice coach. Wide enough. So
Double wide.
double wide trailers. Next, speaking of trailers, we're going to talk about circles. The importance of circles.
So important.
How? Why are they important? How can you build your circle? Who's in your circle now? And what is the relevance to you as a future leader?
Who needs to be voted off the island?
We're talking about that next. Stay tuned. There is one particular website which stands above all others. That website is broketowoke.com. And we have cataloged everything from the show. All the notes, all the workbooks, the downloads, the worksheets, the books, the resources, the tools, the information. You should go there. You should check it out and get all the free available resources so that you can go from broke to woke.